Welcome to Startups for Breakfast, your go-to destination for navigating the ever-evolving world of entrepreneurship. Our YouTube channel is dedicated to empowering the next generation of innovators and startups by providing invaluable insights from industry experts. We engage in panel discussions and dissect every aspect of startup success, right from conceiving an idea to executing it flawlessly, raising funds, crafting a go-to-market strategy, building a strong brand identity, and achieving operational excellence. Join us as we guide you through the journey of turning your startup dreams into reality, one step at a time.
For the purpose of my viewers, Sharad, why don't you talk about your book?
Back from the brink.
Absolutely.
Thank you for bringing that in. So, Ravi, every business, be it India or elsewhere, any geography in the world, every business or even if it's a large settled business or a startup or a SMB, SME or a unicorn, they all have something called a business life cycle or a brand life cycle. Now, in our business days and our business colleges, we used to study something called a sigmoid curve. Sigmoid curve was primarily used for product life cycle. But if you look at business life or brand life, that revolves and takes a journey of infancy, childhood, goes to adulthood, then old age, then decline and all. So if a business does not preempt the decline and does not create one more sigmoid curve of growth, which we primarily also known as pivot in startups.
Absolutely.
The journey gets clumsy. Okay. So, Back from the Brink is a business turnaround story of a great legacy business called Escorts. Now, Escorts in India, as I said, it's a legacy business more than 75 years old, which now is known as Escorts Kubota after Kubota has invested. Escorts, imagine we all probably have at some point of time, people of my age and all, would have, they have ridden a Yamaha RX 100 bike, right?
That's what my first bike.
Lovely. See, I had a Yamaha RX 100. So when I joined Escorts, I joined because of that reminiscence of an Yamaha in my days. Great brand. And then this is the company who brought Ford technology in tractors to India. I mean, had Messi Ferguson to start with. Then they created the first telecom wave of Escortel, right? Right, and then they had HECL tie-up for a lot of satellite communication, things like EPBXs and all. Then they ventured into hospitals, Escorts Heart Institute, right? And then they forayed into a lot of other businesses. Somewhere in between, because they were widespreading themselves so fast and expanded that the focus on the core business got a bit diluted.
Okay. Very interesting.
And hence, there was a downfall of the growth. And they had to sell some of the businesses like hospital business and then auto businesses and all auto products to get the profit back, to get the muscle back. And then once they got the muscle back, they didn't look back. Then it was a success story of, imagine the stock which was 102 rupees some 10 years back. Today, it touched a high of around 3,300, 3,400, a market cap touching 35,000 crore and all. So Back from the Brink as a book, which was published by HarperCollins India. So I co-authored that with one more author called Sita, right? So we have written about the turnaround story of that business, that how from downfall, it has come to a legacy of success. So it's called Back from the Brink. So we have talked about changing the processes, pivots, cash conservation, bringing muscle back to the system. The dilution of non-core was removed. Then you were focusing on your core businesses. Then how are you choosing the right partners for success? How are you filtering the wastage and pilferage from the system? How you got efficiency back on the shop floors and all? How are the people got motivated? Because imagine when you are in a days when there was no electricity in the campus or the factory for 4 to 5 hours. Those were the days. But then getting the morale back of the employees, motivation, boosting up, then retaining a lot of employees in the system, creating a vision for yourself. Back from the Brink as a book is the story of this fight, survival, and growth. From the Brink.
That's the answer for every startup in India.
100%. Well, to summarize, I think better than summary, there's a word called fact check. Fact check for all the startups, SMEs, or aspirants to be a unicorn, and even the unicorns themselves. One, know the purpose behind your startup idea or the product or the service or the concept. Know what kind of problem or challenges in the society on the national level or the global level are you aspiring to solve. 3, create a brand narrative or a brand strategy plan which is not only aligned to your own success but also to the national vision alignment and national success. 4, you need to let experts manage your brand, because if you get into that domain, build business gets diluted. So you focus on building the business and let the brand strategists do that for you, because brand is a story of relevance, connectivity, and hand-holding. You need to have the right brand strategy fit for your go-to market. That's on the summary. And Ravi, the way he has started this platform, the initiative benefit, and people like us are here to help you. And thus you can write or connect on wearehere2help@startupsforbreakfast.com. If you want to talk about a brand strategy for your own startup or an idea, you can connect with me directly on sharad@wnnworld.in, or you can go to my website www.wnnworld.in. Thank you.
If you are an entrepreneur or a startup visionary, Startups for Breakfast is a platform where you can come, learn from the specialist who will talk about their expertise on subject matter, which would be very much required for your startups and entrepreneurship. Signing off, Ravi Venkatraman. If you need any help, write to wearehere2help@startupsforbreakfast.com. Thank you so much. Thanks, Sharad. Hi, Narayanan.
Hi Ravi.
How are you doing?
Great. I'm great to be with you.
I'm honored to invite you to my platform, Startups for Breakfast.
My pleasure.
Fantastic. Now, very recently, probably in the past about a couple of years or so, there's a lot of a buzzword around ESG, right?
Yeah.
Many startup forums which I've attended, and many of the entrepreneur forums which I've attended. The global investor community, they keep talking about, are you ESG compliant? Okay? Which agency certified you for ESG? I know there are some global players like S&P Global.